One of the things I wish my parents had taught me was the reasons behind why they did the things they did. In the community I was raised, the norm was to simply give instructions and expect them to be followed to the letter. We weren't allowed to ask questions, nor was our opinion important. Any attempt to find out the reason behind what you've been asked to do was viewed as rebellion and was punishable. Just like it is in almost every part of the world, everyone is expected to conform to the rules, so we all follow without knowing why. My ancestors were known as yam farmers and fishermen. In a community where a man's wealth was measured by the number of yams in his barns yearly, the stakes were high considering how every family wanted to stay relevant in the community. This was one of the reasons the men married more wives, in order to have more sons to help boost their chances of great harvest each year. The only business my ancestors engaged in was selling their harvest in the fortnightly markets to buy some of the things they needed that they could not grow on their lands. And sometimes a simple exchange would suffice. This was the reality for most communities in Nigeria. People worked hard and the communities thrived. The skills were passed down, but the reasons behind these traditions were not properly communicated. So as time passed, so did this tradition. Growing up, I hated the idea of farming. For me, it was a life of hardship. I felt deprived in so many ways, even though my family were not full-time farmers. Like many of my peers, the peeling of cassava was stressful. The processing of fermented cassava was disgusting. And the pounding of this cassava was the hardest, but the eating... Because our parents, not just mine, complained about almost everything while they worked. They looked at those with white-collar jobs with envy. They told us the reason they worked that hard was so we could get an education, to enable us get better paying jobs, so we can rescue them from this hardship they were living in. It influenced our thought process, the way we viewed farming. I guess they didn't know any better. Today, the level of unemployment in Nigeria is overwhelming. The poverty rate is at the highest it's ever been. Still, those affected more by the current situation in the country continue to let go of the lands they should be surviving on. To encourage development, lands and money will exchange hands. However, it's important for every family to understand the benefits of being able to grow a substantial amount of crops, because unless you have some kind of goods or services you offer to the public, you will run out of whatever money you made selling your land. And even as a business owner or a service provider, you will always have competition. And in those days when the profits are running low, the crops you cultivated will be your saving grace. I wish our parents knew this. I wish this was properly communicated to us by our ancestors. Life wouldn't be as difficult as it is today. And living in these cities wouldn't be as outrageous as they are becoming. I hope this video inspires you to start thinking of how to properly communicate your values to the next generation. Also, if you can, consider growing something and sharing this experience with those around you. If you got to this point, thank you. And if you would like to support the Drive-Thrus, I will leave a link in the description where you can buy me a cup of coffee or more if you prefer. This is Life with Kemdy, sharing life's experiences, adventures, and everything in between. Until I see you in the next one, stay safe, stay blessed. Much love from here. Bye.